We've officially entered an age where it's not cool to care anymore. Everyone wants to be nonchalant, everyone wants AI to do their job for them. Everyone wants to use as little mental power as possible and reserve it for something else other than their work. But my philosophy and my idea is different.
But even though they knew it wasn't going to be all the way complete, Disney would not relax his standards of excellence, and particularly his obsession with detail. He said in the other book last week that it's the detail. If we lose the detail, we lose everything. That was a quote from Walt Disney. And really, when I'm about to describe to you, it's like, this is soul in the game. He had soul in the game. These are the people that I want to buy products from. These are people I want to support, because detail is the most expensive of any other feature, because what it costs time.
See, I grew up watching and studying a long line of creators and entrepreneurs who were obsessed with what they did. I was inspired by filmmakers like Christopher Nolan, who was building film sets that defied physics. I was motivated by his attitude to say no to modern day technology and embrace the old through practical effects in a world full of special effects. I saw businessmen create empires through grit alone. Athletes who never conformed to the robotic way of playing no matter what everyone said about them, and did it purely for the love of the game. So when I made the decision that I too am going to put content out into the world, I'm going to build in public, I'm going to create things that will change and evoke emotion in people, I wanted to bring an element of that back. I didn't want to just be another content creator mindlessly spewing on a camera, and that's why every video I make and that you will see and continue to see from this day forward will always have a sprinkle of creativity or a little bit of my personality, and that carries over into the threads that I write, the posts that I make, the newsletters that I send out. As Walt Disney says, if we lose the detail, then we lose everything. And you can see this over on my main channel with my show. If I wanted to, I can have just another regular podcast, but I want to do it big, or I don't want to do it at all. And if you're watching this, I want to inspire you to do whatever it is that you're in, whatever field that you're in, to be one of one, because in a world full of carbon copies, it pays to be one of one. You get paid for your authenticity and the value that you bring to the world. And I feel like that's being lost more and more each day. Content creators are relying solely on AI for their scripts, for their thumbnails, and for everything in between. Businesses are becoming well-oiled systems without any passion behind it. People in general are becoming an amalgamation of everything that they've watched and consumed. They're not developing their own personality, but instead stealing the ones that they see online. And to be honest, it's pretty sad that I can even understand this sentence. And that's what creates the Blade Runner dystopian future. When you lose the care, you lose everything. Morning routines are over-engineered and tweaked until it becomes autopilot. You no longer go for that morning walk because it brings you peace of mind and clarity, but instead because you heard Andrew Huberman talk about it on a podcast recently. You don't listen to that podcast out of genuine curiosity, but you feel like you need to fill your time with self-improvement to feel productive. There's no intention behind it, and that's the real message here. The reason I want to opt for creating art and not content is the intentionality behind it. I believe in the long run, that's how you win. Financially, yes, it might take a little bit longer, but all the other metrics that count, also yes. But most importantly, you win the internal battle. With each thing that you put out into the world that you genuinely care for and there's genuine intention behind it, you peel back one additional layer of authenticity that the world hasn't seen before. Now, am I saying that you should totally reject the new and forget about AI and focus on just making purely art? No, not at all. That would be stupid. Like everything, AI and technology are tools for your disposal. And in this life, you have to adapt or die. If you ignore it completely, you will fall behind. But the trick is integrating it in a healthy way, where you don't lose the care, you don't lose the soul of your work. You can still be efficient and still care. The day I send a fully automated AI newsletter or a fully automated AI script for YouTube is the same day that will close up shop on the whole thing, because I will know I have lost the care. Art requires mastery, and mastery is admired because it can't be borrowed, it can't be stolen, it can't be taught. It has to be earned as a product of honest self-reflection and hours of iteration. You can't skip steps because it will come back to bite you. See, I can't sit down and recreate Da Vinci's paintings without ever having used a paintbrush. And sure, AI can do it, but it can never recreate the energy and intention that went in behind it. Which is what most people don't realize the purpose of art is. Art and amazing displays without an idea behind it and an intention behind it is just aesthetics. The art itself is the idea. See, art actually acts as a medium and a transfer of energy. So what do you think happens when you skip the transfer and you go straight to the outcome? You create soulless work. See, I can only create great work, or what I consider great, because I've done terrible work before. 1,000 terrible newsletters, 100 poorly edited videos. The polarity is how you measure your growth curve. And of course, art is subjective, so one might hate what I do and consider it trash, and one might love what I do and consider it mastery. But one thing that they can both agree on is that there is effort and intention behind it. See, the old way seems to be dying. But Warren Buffett says when everyone says it's a good time to sell, then invest. And when everyone says it's a good time to invest, then sell. And I think the same rule applies for creating great work. Everything is cyclical, nothing really dies, it just circulates. So whilst everyone turns their head one way, I'm gonna look the other way while keeping one eye out. Invest time into your craft, whether it is content like me or you're in a completely different field like medicine. Effort is the only thing that can't be replicated, and it's the only thing that doesn't go unnoticed. Doing the work that no one else wants to do or is willing to do is what will set you apart from a sea of people. I'm currently reading Trump's Art of the Deal, and love him or hate him, you can't knock his work ethic. I'm not into politics or anything, but I'm interested in people who have made something of themselves. And in the 80s, when he was at the peak of his business over New York, by 1 p.m. on a Tuesday, he had accomplished more than most people have accomplished in a month. And I believe this trait carries over to today, which you can see in his work ethic and the way he operates. And that's because when you curate this identity of going the extra mile, focusing on the details, never losing the care, it can't die in you. And what will happen is the magic of compounding will carry you to heights that you can never even imagine. There's this concept called Dharma in Hinduism, and it literally means our purpose and our duty. And our duty is to work. And work has lost its meaning. It doesn't mean to slave away, but it means to serve. But service without effort is not true service, it's selfish. Your duty is discovered through mastery. You see how it's all connected, almost as if there's an intelligent designer behind all of this? All effortless performances you see from people you admire today came from years of effortful practice. You can't skip the grit, bruv. Ask yourself, where would it pay me to put in more effort? And how can I become more efficient without becoming a robot? Somewhere in there, you will find your reason for being, your ikigai. Once you have this and the energy carries you through your craft, you are on the path of mastery. And it's a path that takes longer, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't cost your soul. Ultimately, like I said, I think technology and advancement is a great thing. I'm not anti-technology, I'm just anti-care. I said in a tweet recently that those who are saying it's so over because AI can now generate photorealistic images are the same ones who are getting away with doing the bare minimum for such a long time. You know, nature has a great mechanism, and it's called survival of the fittest. As we evolve, we're introduced to new methods of weeding out the lowest tier. And so effort will never die, it will never be weeded out, it just has to be diverted. It's only over for those who believe it to be. For the rest, it's just beginning. True originality, true art, true mastery will come to the forefront of this world, and those who deserve to win will be on top. So my message to you above all is to optimize for mastery, and you will become future-proof, recession-proof, and a powerful energy transferring machine in whatever it is you choose to do. In a world full of carbon copies, find what makes you you, and lean into it. As Sahil Bloom said to me in an interview I did with him recently on my main channel, the things that made you weird or strange as a child are actually the things that you are paid for as an adult. Robert Greene says to hold on to the things that make you strange and weird and unique. Jeff Bezos says that the world will pull at you in 1,000 ways to become normal. Don't let it. Don't let it. Art is not reserved for creators and artists alone. Art is simply expression, it is care, it is authenticity. And if you can channel all of that in what it is you choose to do, then there's no way that you don't win.
But the truth is, I'm really in pursuit of greatness. I know people don't usually talk like that, but I want to be one of the greats. I'm inspired by the greats. I'm inspired by the greats here tonight. I'm as inspired by Daniel Day-Lewis, Marlon Brando, and Viola Davis as I am by Michael Jordan and Michael Phelps, and I want to be up there. So I'm deeply grateful to that. This doesn't signify that, but it's a little more fuel, it's a little more ammo to keep going. Thank you so much.
FYI, if you are a high-level creator or founder and you're looking to break through to the next level of your business or life, and you feel like there's just one stage missing to get to the next level, then I've opened up some spots to work with me one-to-one in my Conscious Co-Creator program. This is an 8-week intensive one-to-one with me, specifically designed to get you through the barriers that are holding you back right now, through the process of self-mastery. It's a journey I've been on for a decade, and inside I'll give you all the tools and frameworks and guidance and accountability that will help you accelerate to the next level. You can hit the first link in the description below to apply, and if you're a right fit, then I'll contact you personally. Alternatively, I am running these 90-minute strategy sessions where if you're not quite at that level yet, but you still seem to have the barriers of procrastination, self-doubt, limiting beliefs, then we'll dissect your entire life, your entire business, your entire creative journey, in this session, and I'll give you actionable tools to see progress in the next 30 days. Other than that, subscribe to this channel, subscribe to my main channel, and I will see you in the next one.